Hey guys, it's your girl Boonie, and you're listening to episode 148 of the Boonie Breakdown podcast, your source for all things responsible and ratchet. All right, guys, welcome to this week's episode of the Boonie Breakdown. If you're new here, this will be your first episode, probably, with the homie, our problematic fave, Brian. So I do some episodes where I do Boonie and friends. So Brian is a homie. He's ratchet, he's ridiculous, he's amazing, he's funny. And if you're listening to this on time when this episode came out, he just celebrated his birthday, so send him some well wishes. All right, in this episode, I don't know, I can't say we get super ratchet, but we do talk about some ratchet ass things. And Brian does make an admission to me. He saved a little news about himself to spring it on me during the episode to get my reaction. I was pleasantly surprised. It's good news, people. It's news that we've all been telling him, something that he should be doing. I asked also, we had a conversation because a guest said that we had never talked about period sex on here, which I was actually kind of shocked about. So all of this happens later in the episode, so stick around for that conversation. All right, we're just going to hop right into Boonie's pick of the week. This week, my pick of the week is P-Valley, Pussy Valley. I'm going to watch the girls get naked. At first I wasn't going to watch the show because nothing about it really appealed to me. And I know that might be really shocking to people who listen to the podcast and know the context of that show. But I binged it like the first 6 episodes and then I watched the last 2 as they came out. I enjoyed it. I mean, I thought the season was really short. 8 episodes is not enough. But I think they gave us enough meat to make a second season interesting. I already see where some of the storylines are going. But can we give it out to the Drake lookalike who, like, that is what Drake thinks he looks like. Like, that guy is fine. I don't even know his real name. I should look it up. Shout out to the soror Brandy, who's on the episode, who plays Mercedes. And shout out to Uncle Clifford. Of course, everyone loves Uncle Clifford. But I think it's a decent show. I'm curious to see if they can keep the momentum of the show going. But I think season 2, with some of the storylines, I probably can predict a lot of them already. I feel like we'll get a solid season 2 out of it. So check it out. It's on Stars if you have not watched it. All right, housekeeping. All right. Episode 147, I Have Two Husbands with Kenya Stevens. I don't think I have gotten feedback like this from an episode in a very long time. A lot of you guys were perplexed by this episode because I think it challenged some of your own beliefs about what marriage and relationships could and should be. So I did some polls and talked to Boonie Tuesday on Instagram. 94% of the people who responded to the poll practice monogamy. Only 6% who answered do poly lifestyles. I had asked, did you know the difference between polyamory and polygamy before listening to this week's episode? And 64% of the people who answered said no, they did not. So I was happy that you guys learned some things. I think one of the things that was interesting for me, a lot of you guys were in my DMs, particularly saying how, one, it really challenged a lot of your thoughts on marriage. But at the same time, you guys acknowledged that Miss Kenya seemed happy and this arrangement and lifestyle worked for her family and her situation. So even though some of you were, super Christians and hardcore conservatives, I thought I was proud of those people, at least, to be able to acknowledge that this situation works for her. Then on the other hand, I had a lot of married and engaged folks who either want to explore poly lifestyles with their partner, and this episode gave them the courage to at least explore it. I had one person tell me that both her and her spouse had cheated on each other multiple times, but they don't want to get a divorce because they see the value in what they have built, and that they thought, like, maybe this could be a solution. They might enroll in some of Miss Kenya's courses. So I thought that was dope feedback too. But I really, really do like the feedback from this one. I've not had people so engaged in an episode in a very, very long time. So if you have not listened to episode 147, I Have Two Husbands with Kenya Stevens, it's last week's episode. Just Listen to this one and then listen to that one. All right. Also, this Wednesday, yes, on September 16th, we will be doing a Would You Rather live at 8 p.m. over on Instagram. So, again, if you're new here, every Wednesday in Insta Story, we play a little Would You Rather game. During quarantine, I started doing them on Instagram Live. So, we'll do it Instagram Live on Wednesday. Go ahead and set your calendar now because that's going to be your reminder. All right. So I hope to see some of you guys there. I don't think we've done one since July. So it's been a while since we've done one, like almost 2 months. So it's time to do one. All right. And lastly, I love it when you guys share the episodes with your feedback and commentary on your own social media platforms. You can be sure to tag us if you share on Facebook or on Instagram at The Boonie Breakdown. If you're sharing it on Twitter, just at Boonie Breakdown. Also be sure to use the hashtags The Boonie Breakdown and the hashtag PODIN, PODIN. You know what? When you follow us on Instagram or if you follow us on Facebook, it's just so easy. Or even Twitter, you can just hit retweet, put your comment, bam, you sent it to your whole audience. If you're following us on Instagram, you know that little airplane looking button? You can hit that and hit share and send it to your story. Put your little comments, tag us, bam. I see them if your page is unlocked. If your page is private, I do not, but I still welcome you sharing them with your networks. All right. It's so bomb. It helps me grow and it costs you nothing. So thank you so much for doing that. And also, if you feel inclined, you can leave us a review over on Apple Podcasts if you listen to any Apple device. So your iPod, iPad, iPhone, MacBook, whatever. You just have to search for the Boonie Breakdown. Select the Boonie Breakdown, scroll down and hit those 5 stars. So you guys are super bomb. You've been leaving some really great reviews and thank you so much for those 5 stars. All right, so that is it for me. So let's get ready to break it down. All right, guys, it's your girl Boonie, and I have your favorite here. Your problematic fave.
I was waiting for you to say that part. You always got to say that fave. That's my cue, and then I'm like, okay, now I can jump in.
You know,
hello, everybody.
They've missed you, I'm sure.
I know. It's been a while. I've been waiting for that call.
Well, I had to finish out some guests, and then we went on hiatus, and now it's your turn, yo.
I know. I'm here. Let's do it.
How was your summer?
Oh.
Ooh, that sounds good.
No, it's just I need a do-over. I mean, this summer was a L. So I'm gonna take this L and I'm gonna hold it, and I'm gonna look at it like it was a good rebuild. I had a lot going on last year, so I got to save up a lot of money. Not traveling, not doing a bunch of shit. So
agreed.
I just been, just kind of took it as a rebuild, and next summer is it. That's it.
When do you feel comfortable to getting on a plane again? Like, have you been on a plane?
I can't. If I fly, my company said that I have to quarantine for 14 days.
Gotcha.
So I can work from home for 14 days, but I don't even want to do that. I mean, that's just like torture. So I just rather, there's nowhere that I really need to go that I need to jump on a plane. So like I said, every chance I get, I'm just saving more money. So it's like, I'm good.
With you. I've paid off 2 credit cards, almost on a third, almost a 0.
Yeah, you got to come out of here. You got to come out of this better. If you don't come out of COVID better, what you're doing.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair.
So next summer is my last official summer.
Why is that? Is that your last whole summer? What's happening next summer?
Yeah, I had already said 2021. I'm done. I think I'm gonna get out the game. So I had gave myself like 2 more summers, this summer and then next summer, and then around September, like right now, the 14th, the day after my birthday. My birthday is Sunday. Anybody want to send me a gift? Cash App, $ Creative Culture. I appreciate you in advance. 41 years old, so you can just send $41 or $4.10, whatever you decide.
It all adds up.
Yes, 41 cents. I know some asshole is going to do it, but yeah. So at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what? Next year I'll be 42. I think this is going to be my last whole summer next summer I'll probably just slow down a little bit. So I'm like, you know what?
So
Let
what
me
are
just
your
go ahead.
plans for this whole summer?
The next whole summer?
Yeah, next year.
I mean, the way God works, you just never know what might happen. So I really can't even put anything out there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you think you're gonna have a whole summer and then you end up booed up or something like that. So you just never know. Like I can't really say. I just know that I'll still be single. I'm not getting into a relationship. Even if I'm booed up, I'm not gonna be in a relationship until fall
Of
2021.
2021. So you
Yes.
got like 371 days to hoe it out.
No, I'm not jumping into a relationship. I just think that I'm just going to slow down and potentially, maybe
So ain't nothing
be.
gonna change.
I may be ready to receive.
Nigga, ain't shit gonna change.
I had an announcement for you, and it is. I'm telling you,
Oh shit,
Boonie.
what's your announcement?
You ready?
Yeah.
I have a therapist.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Why are you laughing? I'm so proud of you.
I was just talking to a friend, and we were just talking, and he was like, one of the chicks that he used to date, he really liked, and he felt bad about like what happened in their relationship. And she was like, if you really want me to ever take you serious again, you need to go to counseling. And so I was like, I did counseling before. I was like, I actually liked it. I wanted to do it again. And I was like, I just haven't done it. The last time I went was like 2015, 2016,
Okay,
something like
that's
that.
like 4 years
Like
ago.
2015. Yeah. So I was like, yo, I'll do it. And he was like, for real? And I was like, yeah. He was like, I'm going to find somebody. And I was like, I'm going to find somebody too. And he was like, yo, we're going to do this shit. And I was
I
like,
love it.
yeah.
Black men holding black men accountable.
Right. So I was like, I'm going to sit on that couch and I'm going to just let it out. I'm going to just be like, you know what? These bitches ain't shit. Ayana, I'm telling you, it's not me.
It is you. Can I ask you a question? I've been on this crusade about this. If it's
It
too
is me.
much, you could tell me shut the fuck up. I was
Well,
not
hold
planning
on, go
on
back.
doing
You
this.
said it is me. I heard you slip that in there. What am I doing?
We'll get to that. But I have a question for you.
Oh,
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
14.
Was it with an older woman?
No,
Okay, that makes me feel good.
no.
I've been having this conversation a lot with various men who have lost their virginity, and I'm doing air quotes, at a young age. But it was always with the older one. And I'm like, you were molested. Like that wasn't it's okay to say that, right? Like go heal from that
Yeah.
shit. But I am really shocked at how many men I know who that's their experience.
Yeah. So one of the things I was talking to somebody and they thought I was trying to be like make jokes. Growing up in the inner city, like Baltimore City, like, you have pressure on you to lose your virginity and be sexually active at a young age. So I felt that pressure and I felt like as in that generation, we were like over sexualized. So, that was like a thing. Like if you wasn't having sex or you wasn't doing certain stuff, like in fifth grade, we was like with the neighborhood hoes, sucking titties, finger popping and shit like that. So it's like fifth, sixth grade, you 10, 11 years old, you're not even old enough to comprehend the
What
things
you
that you're
doing?
doing.
Yeah.
So when you finally go out here and you keep this over sexualized mentality and you go through high school and you go through college and you sleep with a whole lot of people, what it does is it devalues sex. So when you devalue sex to a certain point, you don't care that like you cheated or the person you with had sex with somebody. You almost end up in an open relationship because you just don't even fucking care. Like it's just sex. Are you gonna fucking come home? Are you gonna cook tonight? Do you have your bill money? And if you have all of the things that keep us happy, like I'm good.
Yeah,
Like
that's
so,
kind of sad.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of sad, but it's kind of real. So it's like when some people can't comprehend this because it's like I was just having a conversation with somebody and it was like, well, when you hit 40, a lot of shit that you cared about before, you just don't care about as much anymore. You live a little bit more free. Like you've been through some shit, you've been married, you've been divorced, everything that, you was taught that was so like pure and innocent, or like this is the way and you've been conditioned to believe this, all you realize half the shit is not true anyway. So once you realize all of that, you just kind of live a little bit more free. And when you live
Okay.
in free, all of that other shit is just kind of like out the window as to conforming to what society says.
So, speaking of living free, this week on the podcast, we had a woman on who um, was polyamorous. She had two husbands. They lived in the same house with each other. They each have multiple partners, boyfriends, girlfriends. Don't make that face. I wish people could see your face. Would you do that type of lifestyle? Or
Not
when you
know
settle down, you're going to be a one woman man?
if I was to be in a poly situation, it would be a poly V. I would
Can
be.
you explain that for people?
So the V is like, the bottom of the V is like two stems. You have the bottom part, that's the point. I would be the point, and then I would have two women who were closed off at the top where they can only be with me.
So you would do polygamy. You
I'm
would be
just saying.
polyamorous, but got
Look,
it.
I'm just
Okay.
saying, like some
That
women.
that's the
So
structure
somebody
you would want.
after
Which
we
is
left the
why
show,
I had
after
that
we
woman
left the
on.
show,
That's
after we
why I
left the
had Kenya on, was because we've always heard it that way. You never
yeah,
hear about it from the woman.
right. But when we left the show, a friend of mine who came to the show in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
she put me in a group on Facebook. And I was surprised when I got in the group on Facebook how many women were looking to be a part of a V. They were like looking for other people, partners to be in their V, like other women to be with like them and their mate. So I thought that was
Interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
whole thing, I feel like I need to do another episode on it because I feel like this woman only scratched the surface. And I think a lot of people didn't even know what this shit was. And so now there is a curiosity around it. And I was kind of shocked by how many married people responded to it, telling me, oh, this shit is lit. Like, I got to bring this up with my husband, or I got to bring this up with my wife. Yeah.
it'll save a lot of marriages.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, that's literally what this woman said. Like, they loved each other. They reached the 10-year mark and they wanted to do something else. And this was it took them 2 years to transition, but this was their solution.
yeah, I think you got to be really like secure about yourself first, and then secure about your relationship second. Um, if you're insecure about yourself, none of that stuff is going to work. So
Yeah.
if you're strong enough, you can deal with that. But I don't know. I mean, I always say like whenever we talk about threesomes, we get those questions. I'm the one who always like, yo, chill before you get yourself in some shit you can't fucking handle. So it's the same way with polygamy. Like it's not for everybody. Some people think they can handle stuff, and then when they get in it, it might be like too much. But
Yeah.
the idea of it really sounds good to me.
Yeah. I mean, like, I definitely saw some pros. I'm not going to lie. I know I'm also not at the point where I could do one. So, but I see the pros in it. I see
Yeah,
the
it's this
pros in it.
one. It's this one couple. It's a throuple that I follow on Instagram. They post a lot of stuff about their life, and they're both pretty girls, and they're black, and it's like Black and Poly or something like that. Might be their name. I'm not
Two,
sure.
two of my followers have disclosed to me that they are the third in a throuple.
Yeah. So
So, yeah.
this guy and girls, like they kind of they all nice looking. They have a great time. They always hanging out, and then the girls like will do stuff where they be together, and they'll post pictures of like just them two hanging out. I mean, bruh, living. I mean, they don't have no kids, so like it's a little different. You bring a kid into the equation, it might fuck the whole throuple up. Like I tell people, it should be great until you bring them kids in. Like, yo, kids is a motherfucker. Like it will mess everything up. All the
Adds
chemistry.
to the cons list.
Yes. So it's like anytime a kid comes in any picture, it just messes up the whole thing because I feel like that's a whole nother episode. But kids can really
It suck is what you
change.
say.
No, it just changes the dynamic. Like it's a lot of young people who in love and they're married and they want to have children, and then boom, they have that kid, and now it's like, oh my gosh, she just so in love with the baby. She don't fuck me no more. Oh, like all she care about is this baby. Like, fuck that baby. So it's like,
fuck them kids.
right. So it's like I lived that. Like, you married and you like, damn, like put the baby in the goddamn crib. No, the baby is crying. Let me go get the baby. Like, if you don't get your ass in this fucking bed, and then like she get in the bed and then she sleep. So you be like, yo, this shit is some bullshit. Like, you didn't live like that. You got drunk, you fucked, you did shit like that. Or when you ain't got no kids, it's like both of y'all can just be like, all right, well, I see you back at the house at like 1 a.m. You got kids. It's like, no, it's your night to stay home. No. I stayed home last week. Well, this week is my sister's birthday.
Get a babysitter.
Man, motherfuckers ain't trying to babysit nobody's baby. Like, I'm talking baby. When your kids get to a certain point, yeah, people will be like, oh, they could come over. But when it's a baby and
it's
that baby
so funny.
crying,
I'm the opposite. Like, I would babysit my nephews more when they were babies than I do now.
Fuck that. I ain't babysitting no babies. Like,
it's funny. I like it. All right.
That's part of your punishment.
It took me a second to register. All right. I've been hearing a lot lately, and an avid listener, I'm going to believe them because sometimes I don't remember a lot of what we talk about. But somebody said in all the episodes that I've had you on, we have never talked about period sex. And I just find that hard to believe.
I don't think we probably haven't.
But I'm going to believe them because I feel like they know my show more than I know my show.
I mean, I don't even think it's a thing. Like, what's the thing?
Do you have period sex?
Of course. No, it's just, low blood.
Yeah, me too. Like, my thing is I always go with how the guy is. Like, I have one particular person who is very adamant, like, nah, I could wait a couple of days, right? Like, very adamant. He will not, like, it could be the first day, last day. No, you got a pad on? You got a tampon on it? No, I'm not fucking you. I've also had experiences where people have done very lengthy slow fucks while I'm on my period. And I'm always squeamish, like, not my heavy day. Like, I'll do it any other day, but not my heavy day. And that's how I knew this nigga was nasty, because he was like, I don't give a
fuck. Yeah. And I mean, like, that's, well, so my goal.
You don't care, I don't care.
My goal is to be the nastiest person you've been with anyway. Like, if I fuck with you like that and you my girl, or we in like some type of real serious situation, like, my goal is for you to always remember this nigga is disgusting. So, like,
that'll do it.
Yeah, like, I mean, we joke around about it all the time as friends. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, fuck that period. I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah. Sometimes, like, I tell them, like, yo, even like basketball, for my fellas out there, like, when you start a game of 50, where do you shoot the ball at? At the top of the key. So you don't go down in the paint. You're not at the foul line. You right there at the top of the key. Where's the clitoris? At the top of the key. So you ain't got to go down in the Red Sea to still satisfy her.
So you eating pussy on the period?
I didn't say that.
I'm asking though.
Listen, I said, fellas, you ain't got to go down in the paint to throw down the dunk. You can shoot a 3-pointer and still win the game. That's all I'm going to say. You can play around at the top of the key and just shoot jumpers all day.
I'm going to ask you again. Do you eat pussy on the period?
I've never said that I have. I've never said that I have.
That's some stuttering there.
I've never said that I have.
Okay.
And I won't say that I have not.
You a nasty.
All I said is my goal, if I fuck with you like that, my goal, one goal in mind.
Brian eats bloody pussy.
Nope.
Yeah, you do. Probably nasty. You probably get it in your beard. You probably like that shit, yo.
No, no clats in the beard. Because if you go down that far, you can get a clot. You can come out with a clot, and that shit could be disgusting. Like, the one thing about period sex that I don't like, don't cut the fucking lights on. Like, let me just go get in the shower.
You just gotta run straight to the shower.
Just go straight to the
but
shower.
You have to be a gentleman and let me shower first. Like, I'll wipe you off, but please let me get in the shower first.
That's cool. I just don't want to look down and see the blood running down my leg. Like, I don't want to see it. I don't want my dick looking like a fucking butcher's knife. Like this shit is just disgusting. But
But
the
here's the
whole
thing.
idea,
I like period sex because two reasons. One, the first being you
y'all
be
horny.
horny as
Y'all
fuck
horny.
on your
I knew
period.
that was the number one. I knew
Like
that was number one. Y'all be
that is
horny
my
as shit.
my period. I feel like of any 4 or 5 days in the whole month, I'm the horniest those 5 days. Like
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. One.
Y'all be off the chain. So that's why you can't. So when guys like turn down period sex, I'm like, how can you turn it down? Like she's so fucking horny. Like
I'm
you could feel the shit
disgustingly
walking in
horny.
the room. You could feel it walking in the room.
Yeah,
But
I
then
am
they be like, oh,
disgustingly horny.
I'm going to just get the top. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes you want the top, but then sometimes you like, you know what I mean? Go ahead, sit on that thing, girl. Like, just sit down on it.
That's not enough for me when I'm on my period. And two,
I don't ever want to get on top, though. I don't never want to get on top when you on your period. Like, it's one position. I lay on my back, and whatever end up on my area, that's fine.
I've done on the top of my period, which I
the
don't.
towel down, that's too much because it's like you asking for a crime scene. Like, I don't want anything on the towel. I don't want that to come back and realize there's a bloody towel.
So, story time with Boonie. One time, this is so bad. We left money in the hotel room because
it was so bloody.
Oh my God, we fucked that bed up. Like it was so bad. I did not intend for it to get that. Like I just didn't think we were gonna have sex because it was my heavy day. But homeboy was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, let's go. Yeah, we just left $50 smooth on the thing for the cleaner lady because I'm like, sorry, yo. Sorry, homie.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, so I don't mind that. I've done doggy style. I've done anal on my period. Like I'd fuck because I'm horny. So don't be afraid, child. Lay down, or you can do it in the shower if you want to. I personally don't like fucking in the shower, but if you're that scared about it, but I'm not childish. I'm gonna fuck on my period. If you down for it, let's go.
I mean, I've never been a prude, so.
Oh, we know you're not. Next thing. You posted that too this morning on your Instagram.
What?
About what was it? It was like a meme, like if he fuck you in your period come early.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta lower your voice. Yeah. That's another reason why I will fuck if I know my period's coming. Like, just get the shit out the way. Come on. That was me last month. That shit was a whole no, that's this month. Last month I was late. This month I'm early. I guess I'm balancing out. TMI, I guess.
I'm just.
But when you have nasty times, I'll be like, damn, nigga, this period, you brought this period on. Quick, my nigga.
Or when y'all think it's about to be over and you pull it back down. Like, I swear this the last day, and then it'd be like, it's back down.
Yeah, y'all do that too. That's all on y'all.
I thought you said you were spotting. This is a mess.
I'm definitely guilty of that one. Like, oh, it's my last day. We good.
Like, is there only little brown spots? No. Okay.
That's your day. All right, we have not talked about this because you haven't been on here. WAP, wet ass pussy.
Oh my God, that is like the most exaggerated shit ever. Like I feel like there's a difference between damp and WAP, and it's a big ass gap.
So you're saying a lot of women have damp pussies?
They think their pussy is so wet. Like, I've had chicks tell me, like, oh, I got to wear a panty liner all day. My shit be wet. My shit be dripping. You be like, this shit ain't wet. Like, it's different. And then there's different levels. Like, and then there's, like, you know, squirter wet. Like, you know, you get in that shit and you feel like you're in fucking Wild World. A lot of y'all don't remember when it was called Wild World.
Not Wild World.
And they had the Wild Wave, and the shit would just
That was
come
my
and
favorite part of Wild World.
right. You get in the Wild Wave, and the fake little waves would come and just crash on you. That's a different level of wet pussy. So it's different varieties, and I'm not saying like one is definitely better than the other. Of course, most of them are better than damp, but women will try to be like, "Oh, it was the man," or "Oh, he ain't get me into a certain point." No, it's like you not that wet. You not that wet.
Well, I think it could be a combination of the two.
It could be, but some of them, when they think they soup, oh my God, I'm dripping. You're not. You're not dripping. You're not dripping. You're not. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, we know. We know when we like, God damn. Like,
So how do you know? Just walk us through it.
you,
You're about to slide in, and you just said it feels like a wave pool. Like that's what ass pussy.
it's like
That's the first thing I would do if I had a dick. Like I would like to feel what it feels like to put your dick
so
in pussy.
it's like when you go, it's like take your hand, right, later today, like get a cup, right, and fill it up with like halfway with water. And when you push your hand down in the glass, like it's already like going in kind of tight. So it's not like you going just swoosh like putting your hand in the sink, but you're pushing it down and just as it submerge in the water, you start to feel like that wetness. And then you can feel it like almost making a sound as you pull your hand in and out of the cup. And then you can hear that mac and
Come
cheese
on,
sound.
analogy.
You can hear that mac and cheese sound and you can be like, ha, that's that wet ass pussy.
That is actually an amazing analogy. I can't even.
I mean, that's just how I think of it. Like, damn, like that shit crazy because it's the same result. When you take your hand out, you gotta shake that motherfucker. Like, God damn, you might put two fingers down there, like, or you might be just, you might be like, doing your like lick thing, and then you're trying to like touch the G spot, so you're using both your tongue and your finger, and then all of a sudden, when you take your hand out, you gotta be like, shit, you gotta shake that motherfucker off. Like you gotta like wipe it on her side of her sheets. Like let me wipe my hand right here real quick before I get to business.
Yo, you're disgusting, yo.
Yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. This is an adult show.
It is an adult show. I do appreciate that analogy though, because that's always a thing. I always feel like that moment right where it's like where you're talking about the hands in the cup, but like when he's putting his dick in and you do that. Yeah, that is like one of my favorite moments in sex. And that's how I knew I wasn't going to make it with this one particular person. Because when we had sex for the first time, I was like, it wasn't no, like y'all can't see my face, but it wasn't no like, I ain't do no gas, no. And he ain't even say like, fuck. Like, if you don't get a fuck when he's sliding in, then I was like, well, shit, dude, we ain't even compatible, nigga, because you ain't feel it and I ain't feel it. So
sometimes it'll just be like, just take it out and put it back in. Like, sit back down on it. Like, take it out again and just sit back down on it. Like that feeling, like you said, is
it's like top tier.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. It's a good moment. Like
it is. I think it's very underrated moment in sex. Like
it is. That's like, very important. It's very important, especially like if it's your first time. Like that shock and awe is like the first time. Like I always say shock and awe because it reminds me of when George Bush hit Iraq and they like called it shock and awe and they hit like all of the villages and like just dropped all type of nuclear, just fuck shit all up. So in my mind, that's where it is with sex. Like if you gotta send a dick pic or you gotta show her before or she grabbing your dick, cool. But the shock and awe is when she don't know. And you just pull that motherfucker out. Next thing you know, you slide it up in her and she go, or she like immediately like, want to put one hand out at your waist and you like, chill.
Yeah, it's like a very underrated moment in sex. I'm with you there. Yeah. I will say, I'm gonna start using that shock and awe because I had a shock and awe moment one time with.
It's gonna cost you.
Okay, a little penis. It wasn't little. It was average, I'm gonna say. And I'm like, fuck. Like I wanted him to have a big ass dick so bad. So I had a shock and awe moment because I just was like, oh shit. Like he actually knew how to fuck. So I didn't even mind. Like it was a nice ass dick. Like he quality penis there. Even though it was mediocre. Well, I'm not gonna say mediocre. It was average. Sorry if you're listening. You know who you are.
Damn.
Sorry, it wasn't mediocre. It was bomb as fuck. Why do men suck at foreplay so bad?
I think because a lot of times we are just in a rush. It depends. Like it depends on the person and the chemistry, but sometimes we just want it when we want it. And it's like the foreplay part can be a little bit of a challenge. Y'all be bullshitting with the foreplay too.
Well, because
Sometimes y'all don't even like start, like y'all just go straight to just giving head. And then it's like, but when we do that, it's like, oh, you ain't play with my nipples. Oh, you ain't kissed down my stomach. Oh, you could have kissed me a little longer. Oh, bite my neck. But you just go straight to just giving me head. Not that I need you to like kiss my nipples or lick my chest or nothing, but I did the same shit you did. We both just gave each other some head, and then that was foreplay. But I should have kissed you longer. I should have touched you longer. You wanted me to take your clothes off. Like, I don't know that. Like, did you really like communicate? Like, I hate that when it's like you want me to take stuff off. Like, help me.
yeah,
Help
I
me.
mean, I
Help
always
me.
speak the fuck up is always my thing, but
Yeah.
I do think, especially men who can't last as long, don't have good stroke game, like it's such a missed opportunity. If you were better in foreplay, you might get a big, like a little pass on the dick down if it ain't that bomb. Like you
But
can
the
step your
foreplay
game up.
might be what's killing them.
Then that's
It
another whole
might
set
be
of
like that
problems.
build up just like is killing them. And as soon as they stick it in, like, wow, like you gotta be prepared for that.
That's that's unfortunate, but it's true. It's reality. It's unfortunate though.
Yeah. I mean, I just could see where it's like that foreplay just got you ready to just, it don't happen with me, but I mean, I could just see how you can make that face all you want. You can check my credits. You know, people, you can check behind me, you know.
I'm gonna run your whole facts.
They your whole fax it right to your DM. You ain't even gotta run it. They'll be like, nah, Boonie, he wasn't quick. Nigga took too long. Made me think my shit wasn't wet.
Well, you probably got some girl listening to this like, damn, am I his damn pussy?
No, this one girl that I used to date and being like, I mean, I used to hate that shit. She like, get the KY. Like, oh my fucking god. Like, yo, that shit was awful. Like, and I was just like 20s. Like, yo, you too young to be using KY. Like,
So here's the thing. I don't lube is your friend, right? I don't mind lube. I was having this conversation with someone recently. I'm glad you mentioned it, just jogged this, where especially when I was younger, dealing with men who used KY and um particular, I had encountered some men who would put the KY inside the condom.
for what?
So I have a theory around this.
What the fuck? I don't get that.
So my theory is that those men who were doing that have some type of issue down there. And so they're trying to make the situation so wet so they could blame the woman to be like, oh, your pussy was so wet. That's why you ain't feel it. Or your pussy was so wet. That's why I fell out. Or yeah, it's not because your dick couldn't get hard. You couldn't
Inside the
last.
condom?
I I'm telling you, I was floored by it. But
It's
this
already
person,
slippery. It's already like
that's what I'm saying. But I feel like because
the
they knew their dick wasn't
9
gonna
and
get
all that,
hard.
like it's already like lubed up. It's like because when you that's the thing I hate about condoms. That smell. Like you get that condom smell when you're in. It's like
Smell like a
it
fucking
won't go.
tire store. That's why, because y'all
Yeah,
niggas use magnums, which are trash.
it don't go away. Like the smell just don't go away. Like you just it's like if you were cheating and you got to go home. In your mind, you feel like you still smell like a condom. Like I just can't get the smell off of me.
That's because y'all all use the magnums and they're trash. They do smell like a fucking Michelin tire. Like, what the fuck? I hate
I
it.
mean, what else we supposed to use? One condoms. Shout out to One
Shout
Condoms.
out to One Condoms. Or you can use Skin. Skin is a very nice brand as well. I enjoy.
I mean, how are they? No, never mind.
They have Skin extra large, nigga, because I knew that's what you was about to say.
No, because that's why dudes be reaching for the magnums because it's a complex thing
No,
where they want
dudes
to feel
reach.
like,
Yeah, dudes reach for magnums because they've been branded as the big dick condom, and everybody wants to
yeah,
feel like they have a big dick. And
right,
half these niggas don't even need the magnums. One,
yeah, I agree with that.
I think you do though.
I did, and I had somebody tell me before that I needed to get the next size up, and I did, and I was like nervous to try them, but it wasn't a big difference between that one and the XLs. But
Usually it's
boy,
in
did I!
girth.
Yeah, and so what I did was I had that box like laying right on my counter. Like my homies came over, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Shorty told me like you struggling with that regular Magnum, you need to go up a size." Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, boy."
You know, it's the black-owned condom company, B Condoms.
No, I never heard of them.
Yeah, B Condoms, black-owned. It's a guy, Jason Panda, is the owner. And what they branded theirs, trying to do the marketing of Magnum. So instead of the gold wrapper, their large ones are platinum wrappers.
Okay,
So,
I like
and
that.
I used their condoms before too. I had the first time I
Can we
used
go
it.
back for 1 second?
Why?
Because there's a listener somewhere like, how does she know he needs a bigger condom?
Don't Brian give
We
off
go
big?
through this all the
But,
time.
but Brian gives off big dick energy. Like, I mean, that's why he can be an asshole. Am I wrong, ladies? Like, everybody listening knows Brian got a big dick. That's why y'all be in his DMs. Y'all be in my DMs about him. Y'all be showing y'all asses at the live show because Brian has big dick energy.
It's just the energy. It's not a big dick. It's just big dick energy.
He is an asshole, so you know he has a big dick. Was it
It's
like
all
eight
right.
inches?
It's all right. I don't know what it is. I haven't measured myself since I was in high school. That's the type of shit you do when you're young. You be like, wait, just like you keep putting your little height thing at the door every year, and then you finally move and you look back at all the times you grew. It's like the shit you be doing when you're younger, like keep sitting there, like looking at your dick, trying to see if it grew, measuring the circumference and everything like that. No, I haven't done that since I was like a kid.
Okay.
I
That's
mean, at the
fair.
end of the day, I just feel like it is what it is. Like whether you think it's big, like I've had people like, "Oh, you working with something? It ain't a monster," or some chicks like, "Oh, that's monster dick," or "Oh, that's not." Everybody is going to have their own different perception because everybody's had all different types of dicks, and they come in all shapes and sizes. So at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, you can get what I
Look at
got.
you being very all dicks matter.
No, because at the end of the day, you're gonna get what I got. I can't give you nobody else dick but my own. So you better love what you're getting. I mean, I feel like it's a lot like me. Like I'm not 6'4", 6'2", 6'1". I'm not even 6 feet. I'm 5'11" and maybe a half.
Look at him trying to
So
give himself a half.
yeah, I'm trying to give myself a half. Well, I'll take 5'11" and then take an extra inch somewhere else.
I mean, that's
But
still taller than a lot of men.
yeah, so I'm saying like I feel like me and my dick were built together. Like we are both like thick, not too tall, strong. You know what I mean? Like that's
Thick,
me and my dick.
strong. These are all good qualities in a penis.
So we talk about shit like this all the time, and then it's like somebody listens, like y'all fucked.
Okay,
Like
I got a
no, we
question
have
for you. I
not.
got a question for you. You can tell me if it's inappropriate. What's thicker, your beard or your dick?
What? I mean,
I'm totally releasing the video part of this.
either one of them are
Did
both
I
going to
make
get
you
wet. They're
blush?
both going to get wet. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think I'm
I feel
all
like
of
that's
my
the best
years
part,
of knowing him. I think I made him blush.
but that's the best part about having a beard. Like, if you eating pussy and you do it right, all the shit should be wet. Like, if you got a beard and that shit is not like you're not coming up and looking like it's just not. It's just like clean.
It
Like
should be
you ain't do a good
glistening.
enough job.
You should have
Like
like
all this shit should just
it
be
should be
like
a sheen to your beard. Yes.
yes, it should be looking like yeah, like
Yes.
dripping down
Yes.
on her.
I'm
dripping
saying
right
yes
down
to
on
all of
her.
it.
Yes, dripping right down on her. Exactly. All that.
These are all the tips for you guys. All right. Let me change gears so Brian can stop blushing. We've given his dick enough attention. All right. Look at him blush. Look at his cheeks. All right.
You are not releasing the video portion of this.
I am. Don't dare me.
You did not ever. You didn't get my permission, and I didn't sign anything. So I'll talk to your lawyer about it.
I'll have her contact you.
I know. I know her. I'll just send her a message right now.
All right. Someone messaged me about this, and I had never heard of this term. And I feel like we keep making shit up because we don't want relationships to work. Micro cheating.
What the fuck
Exactly. That was my exact
Is it like
reaction.
just a little bit of cheating?
So what I had to Google it myself because I was like, every fucking day we make up something new because we don't want relationships to work. So it says this woman, Tai Tashiro, psychologist and author of The Science of Happily Ever After, What Really Matters in the Quest for Enduring Love, defines micro cheating as a relatively small act of emotional infidelity with someone outside of a person's committed relationship. So when I read further, it was saying most of it is like through these apps and the DMs, lying to an ex about what your status is. So I'm like, oh shit. Well then if that's the case, yes, I have micro cheated a lot. I didn't even know this was a word.
Macro. I mean, whatever word you want to use, minimal, maximum.
You've done it all.
At the end of the day, I feel like anytime cheating is cheating. Anytime you're doing something that the other person can't see or you're going to be hiding from that person is cheating. I mean, it just is what it is. Like when we start getting to a point where like, well, it was a little cheat or was it a big cheat or, you know, like, was it sex? Or, I mean, sometimes like the emotional shit is probably like more crazy for me because I'm like, as a man, like, all right, you was at a club or something, you was dancing with this dude and you liked him and you gave him a lot of attention. That might be physical, but damn, like you text this nigga every night, good night, baby, I miss you and I'm thinking about you, and you texting from my bed, like that's different. Like that might be worse than you fucking him.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely done my ex hit me up, but I didn't really say what I was. I've done all that shit. I didn't toyed the line there.
I feel like that's the perfect time to like drop the bomb on the ex. Like, yeah, motherfucker, yeah,
It
I'm
depends.
Good. I'm good.
It depends.
We good
it
over
depends
here.
on the ex. There are other people I'm like, oh yeah, get my walls knocked out every night.
Yeah, so Damp Girl, who used to always use the KY, like one day she was like,
Damp girl.
She was like, I got a new boyfriend and he can, I don't have to use KY. Something she said, like almost like try to be like an insult. And I was just like, that pussy was terrible. Like it was just awful. But in my mind, I just was like, whatever makes you feel better. Like if you're trying to like make me mad, I really don't care. Like,
now, I've actually had an ex tell me, I thought it was one of the biggest compliments of my life. They're still with someone, and they told me, like, I have to rate your pussy 4.5 stars out of 5. And it was like, I can't give it 5 because I don't know what 5-star pussy is. And I was like, you know what, 4.5, I'll take it.
You told us that on the episode before. You're really proud of that story.
I am. I feel like from that particular person, that is a huge compliment.
Yeah, so we was having a conversation about Rushmore. And we was just like, you know, like girls who you on Rushmore with, you can always fuck them again.
Oh, in a heartbeat, I'd fuck that nigga again.
Right.
He could ring my doorbell right now and I'd be like, Brian, gotta go.
Fuck the Boonie Breakdown. This is not even my show. You're not leaving me with the guest. You're leaving your own show.
Yeah, like gotta go, Brian.
But yeah, they were saying, so it was like we were talking about like Mount Rushmore. It's like you have your 4 on your Mount Rushmore, and then it's like when you think of like your best people, like those 4 people, you know, pop up. And then it's like they could potentially be replaced, but usually they kind of stand in there. But
yeah, at first I always had a top 3, but I like Mount Rushmore more because recently somebody I was having to juggle the top three, and they're all in the top for like different reasons. They're, so I'm going to go with Rushmore now because now all four of them can be there. And you're right about shit. Yeah, all four of them niggas could come knock on my door right now. Shit.
Together.
Together, nigga. All right,
you go bust it. You go bust it down. I don't really know if I have a Rushmore. I really honestly don't. Like, I'd be thinking, like, in my mind, like, where, when, I don't know. Like, it just be weird. I don't know. Like, I have a highlight reel, but I don't know if, like.
I do have a highlight reel, and it's so funny. I had an Instagram memory come up the other day, and I text one of them niggas the screenshot of it because it was 7 years ago. And I was like, whoo, remember this night? And all it was a picture of the elevator. But I knew exactly what hotel and what city, where I was, the day, the time, because that night was filthy. And I sent the screenshot. And I just wanted to see what he was going to say. I was like, what a night. And he was like, whew, if I could do that again. Yeah, nigga, that was a night. All I saw was the motherfucking elevator buttons.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy how stuff like that happen where you can just remember off of little things. But that's why I think, as we talked earlier about devaluing sex, sex still has a major part because it connects us to so many different things and people. Like, we can always remember, like, cities and hotels we had sex in. You'd be like, oh, yeah, I remember being there. Because it's like, if you go on, like, a vacation, like, and the sex is not good, I blame you. Like, I feel like I'm not leaving out the country. I'm not leaving out the country for no, like, bad sex. Like, I'm not leaving out the country to try new sex. Like, people have this thing where they're, like, be, like, trying to trick off on girls, like, oh, let me take you somewhere. Oh, let me take you on a vacation. And I'm like, you ain't even get the pussy yet. Like, that should be corny because it's like, I feel like you're using money to try to get what you want. But then it's like, she's still not going to be happy because she's still going to be thinking about me. So it's like, when chicks be like, oh, yeah, this guy asked to take me away. You don't want to go. Bye.
Wow.
They say stuff like that, like, oh, this guy had asked me, could he take me to, to DR, but I don't really want to go. Like, yeah, because you're not going to get fucked right. You're not going to get fucked right. You're going to go.
I won't even go to Philadelphia if I know you're not going to fuck me right. Right? So.
Right. Like, I'm not even trying to go to D.C. Like, I'm not even trying to go down 295. Like, I ain't even trying to ride my bike to Arundel Mills. Like, I'm not even.
Because I've known to put some miles on the car for some good dick. Okay. And.
I just had this picture in my head of you on 95 with, like, a little Tupperware thing of food, a pamper on, and just like, I'm not stopping until I get to the dick.
Not a pamper.
Remember when the lady had the pamper on?
Yes.
Go kill that other lady.
Yeah, I'm not making no stops.
Like straight pamper on, fucking already ready to, yeah.
Back in my young days, back in them 20s, boy, it wasn't nothing to get a message like, oh, it's 1 a.m. All right, I can be in Philly by 2:15. Not anymore. I drive respectable now.
That's how I was. So when I was 22 and I lived in Philly, I could literally be home in an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, I used to burn my little Pontiac Grand Am. We used to kill 95, boy. That car was good to me. Good memories. All right, Brian. I think we're done.
Don't make no calls. Don't make no calls.
I'm not. I'm a chill.
I feel like you about to make a call. I feel nervous.
I'm a chill. I've been good. I've been very COVID responsible with one person. And there you go.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
Any final words, Brian?
Final words from me is get the counseling,
I'm really proud of you for that.
I'm proud of myself, and I honestly feel like the scary part, it's going to attract more women, because if that word gets out around the street that I'm working on my mental health as well as my physical health, riding my bike, lifting weights, trying to be a better me, that shit is just going to draw the wrong attention. So please, please, while I'm healing, let me heal, ladies. Please let me heal. Don't come in my DM trying to disturb my peace. Let me heal.
Look, I feel like that's a fair request. Let him heal. Maybe you could be the next Mrs. Henderson. All right. Bye, Brian.
Bye, Boonie.
All right, guys, that's it for this week's episode. Thanks to the homie Brian for stopping in. And I know you guys are super proud of him for enrolling in therapy. Let's see if he's still going to stay our problematic fave or not. Who knows? But I think he will. And also, I've been getting some messages about when are we going to do a digital Boonie live. If we do it, it will be later in the fall, okay? So possibly November timeframe in my mind, all right? So just letting you guys know that now. And if you haven't, go ahead and shoot the homie some belated birthday wishes, all right? And if you enjoyed this episode, I encourage you to listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or any app that you listen to your favorites on. Don't forget to leave those reviews too. You might just hear your review in the next episode. Follow us on social media and share the episode with those you love, those you don't love, those you fucking hate. I don't make these pretty images for nothing, okay? Have a dope ass week. Stay safe, healthy, and sane. Thank you for listening. And remember, the ratchet in me always honors the ratchet in you. Namaste. Until next time.